Hello, book nerds. How are you doing on this fine day? Today is the last day of Not Safe for Work November. I don't even know what to call it. It's just been that. Oh, I'm kind of glad we're at the end of it. I know there's a few books that I've not read, but you know what? They're on the TBR list, so at some point when we come back to this genre, they will be reviewed then. So yeah, we're heading off into December very, very soon. Kind of excited about December, which is unusual for me because people think I'm a Scrooge, but that's all good. So we're here to actually talk about Tentacles and Triathlons. This is written by Ashley Bennett. This is 218 pages. It was released English October 2022. And it is a male-on-male monster romance. Now, this is book 2 of a series of Leviathan. I don't know. It's book 2 of a series. There's more than one. And originally, when I read this, just before I go into it, I didn't know that it was connected. Because when I first read it, I was just like, cool. But no, that some characters are connected. So probably want to read it from the first book. So my bad. But let's just go into this. So the story revolves around two characters, obviously, which is Reese the human and Cyrus, which is a kraken. And it's basically, because I always like to say that word apparently, how they meet and interact with each other and how they get over their own issues, fall in love, and all that jazz, while Cyrus trains Reese to swim better. And that was my swimming, and it was so manly. So we're gonna go straight into this like we normally do. So characters, we've got Cyrus and Reese, and it does bring back some characters from the previous book, but I'm not going to talk about them because I've not even read the first book because I'm an idiot. So Cyrus is a kraken. Now they aren't very well known. They're not rare, but it's very odd to see them. It's unusual to see them. He's a very docile, sweet character until it gets to the bedroom. And his job is a painter, but when he sees Cyrus for the second time, he decides to train him to swim. And then we've got Reese, obviously the human. He is an asshole straight from the start for a very specific reason, and that's because he has childhood trauma of a monster when he was little. So when he was little, monsters just kind of popped out, well, gradually came out of like the woods, and they were like, we exist. But he was traumatized when he was around 10 years old, when he was out camping with his dad. His dad's a dick, by the way, who always never took the blame for anything and put it onto his son, his kid, Reese, at 10 years old. And a monster basically traumatized him, and his dad didn't believe him and blamed everything on him. And that's why he's very standoffish and rude to monsters, and him and Cyrus kind of build that sort of trust back into him, so that's where everything kind of stems and flows from. Story, we talked about the story. It's actually very well written, very well written, and the plot starts off with Reese is 10 years old with the camping and why he is an asshole and why he is the way he is, and then it slows down to where you kind of meet people, and then it just shoots off to the spice. Yeah. World building, there is world building. It does talk about how monsters weren't always around, how they just kind of came out of the woodwork, and it's all about, there is some racism in this with monsters, but it's all about breaking past that, which is really nice. Re-readability, I believe this does have a lot of that for a lot of people who are into this sort of stuff. Not for me personally, but for a lot of people, I can see this happening. It's very well written compared to all the other books that I have read. Fun factor, there's quirky moments in the book between the two of the characters where I'm like, I can see a lot of people in relationships having these sorts of moments and laughing with each other about it, and that's funny, and I can laugh along with it and somewhat have some sort of connection to that. And I find that really weird that I'm saying I found a connection between a human and a kraken. I just don't think I'm gonna say that. Spice. Why, yes, there is spice in this book. Thanks for asking. Why is it spicy? There is so much spice in this, and it's very detailed to a point where I was like, someone did a lot of research on how, let's say, a male octopus... There was just a lot of detail into certain things which I didn't think would happen, especially with the suckers on them things. And glands and prostates. Anyway, for this book, I'm actually going to rate it 3 stars. There's definite, like, character live for their own hobbies, personalities, things they dislike, and traumas that they have, which is nice to see in a book. And it's cute where it needs to be cute, and it's very well written. And like I said, for the certain interactions between the characters, where I think that's just... I can see that happening in real life with other with other people, with other people. And it was kind of a nice read until... I think just reading spice in general is uncomfortable, and I don't know why I read this. I don't know why I did this month, but I'm gonna rate this 3 out of 5. It's still very well written, and that's what I'm looking at more than anything. There wasn't any... Yeah, so I'm looking at more at the writing. There wasn't any mistakes. Someone clearly took their time to go through these books with the sending them out, so there was no spelling mistakes, no punctuation issues or anything like that. It was very well written. The characters themselves were cute. They acted cute together. It was cute and then spicy, and that's all I can say about it. But yeah, this is the end of this month, which I'm kind of glad about. Excited for December and January, because I'm having these 2 months just to read books that I feel like I want to read. Also doing some buddy reads, which is Fairy Tale by Stephen King. Finally doing The Whistling. And there is another book which I forgot, and a book that I'm already reading that I'm editing for as well to go up very soon in a few days. But thank you so much for watching. If you have read any of the books from the series, let us know what you think. Which ones is your favourites, I guess. I'm always curious, and I like to know what draws people into these types of things. But be good, look after yourselves, make good choices and decisions. I can't pronounce that word apparently. And love. Be good.
Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light, and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you.